This is my personal observation and opinion on possession play in eFootball. I try to figure out how it works, but it can be wrong. In possession play, the basic things to consider are these. You need to create triangle shape either with the help of AI movements or with your own manual control. Deciding constantly when to use normal pass or through pass is important, not only just in the final third, but in the entire build-up process, observing the teammates' movements. The starting point for breaking the opponent team's overall center of gravity and the regional center of gravity is the player performing the pivot role at the vertex of the inverted triangle. Player that performs this role changes constantly based on the situation, but the overall key man for starting build-up and shifting the opponent team's center of gravity are center backs and defending midfielders. To observe the superstar AI teammates' movements in training mode, I didn't use L1 and R1 pass and go option. In my personal opinion, using PA3 pass level for possession play is advantageous. Normal passes don't have much manual control element. You can only adjust the pass strength slightly. However, there are some benefits to adjusting pass strength. By making the pass weaker and pulling the receiving player with super cancel, you can move the player into space. In the case of a through pass, there is some correction involved, but you can still control the passing direction to some extent. You can pass into the desired space and move the AI teammate into space. While it's possible to use pass level PA1 or PA2, they don't offer as much option in taking advantage of a space as pass level PA3. As for pass level PA4, it has a strong manual elements, so if you are not much experienced with this, it's not easy to control and use the movement of AI teammates. The advantage of a PA3 pass level is this. In possession play, the most important thing is spatial awareness. There are instances where the AI teammate doesn't move to the desired space and stays still or moves when you don't want them to. Programming AI teammates to move forward when attacking, like in other styles such as counterattacks or wing play, is relatively straightforward. However, in possession play, AI needs to judge and find the appropriate spaces to move into, which is not easy unless there is a significant leap in AI development to think and act like a human. AI's poor movements are more likely to happen in person-to-person matches where there are more variables. On the other hand, if AI mechanically and perfectly finds and moves into open spaces, it could disrupt the balance of the game. Johan Cruyff once expressed his thoughts on total football as follows. Total football is, aside from the quality of the players, mostly a question of distance and positioning. If distance and positioning is the key, I think to program AI, not just one but 11 players to be aware of and respond to every moment of changes happening on the pitch is quite challenging. Anyway, as I figured it out, possession play requires some manual control element on the side of a human player. That's why I think PA3 pass level is a proper way to do possession play, in that you can control the pass strength and the direction of a through pass to move the AI teammate into the space you want. You need to observe the AI teammates deciding which pass you should use, normal pass to AI teammates standing in a position, or through pass to get the AI teammate into the space you want. And when AI runs into the space as programmed, you need to use a through pass. But if there's a possibility for the running AI to be dispossessed of the ball by pressing opponent, you need to do normal pass to the running AI to make him momentarily slow down and respond to the pass the ball so that he can make some distance away from the pressing opponent. Cancelo, after passing the ball, does not move into the empty space but stops. You have some options. You can forcefully attempt another pass forward, or you can dribble and go. Or if you can pass again to Cancelo and explore other build-up options. In a way, the AI's movement may give you the impression of your choice being forced. De Jong is playing the role of a pivot player. When the attacking flow isn't going smoothly, observe the AI teammate who can pivot play from behind. Look at Lewandowski's movement. As Lewandowski comes out, the defenders are drawn out, and he uses this shift in the defending line's center of gravity to penetrate. Through pass can break the defending line. In PA3 pass level through pass, you can control the direction and strength of the pass. Here, De Jong also plays the role of a pivot player, acting as a key player in changing the team's overall center of gravity. De Jong, as a defending midfielder, is playing the pivot role for the entire team. You can see him running into empty spaces after making a pass, ready to perform another pivot role. Felix and Balde exchange passes, waiting for De Jong to move into the empty space. When De Jong passes to Koundé, the direction was slightly off, but the pass was gently adjusted in strength to move him into the empty space. Since I can momentarily control one player and the opponent can control one player as well, the movement of the formation is inevitably assisted by the AI program. You can see the entire team's center of gravity shifted depending on the ball carrier and the direction of the pass. When De Jong passed to Koundé, I adjusted the strength of the through pass to move him into the empty space. If there's another option to reach the final third, you don't need to force passes. Lewandowski's movement is interesting. With his running direction, he causes the opponent's center of gravity to be shifted, and then he sprints in the opposite direction of the center of gravity to create the direction of the through pass. Observing the AI movement is important. Observing Lewandowski's movement and space around him, I decided to do the normal pass to him to make use of enough space around. The possibility for the through pass to reach Lewandowski is low. You should observe whether he holds his position or runs into open space and decide on the type of pass. Since he is standing in an empty space without running, a normal pass is better. If going forward is not an option, look for a teammate who can pivot play from behind. De Jong is not running into the empty space where he should receive the pass, but is instead moving to another space. When Christensen receives the pass, this time De Jong occupies the appropriate space. These elements give the impression that the program forces triangle passes in programmed space. The advantage of a PA3 pass level is that you can pass in the desired direction. This time, De Jong is positioning himself in the backspace. If going forward is not an option, look for a teammate who can perform a pivot play from behind. Observing the movements of De Jong, you can see that he is diligently moving into space for pivot play. One of the key players in regulating the overall center of gravity movement is the defending midfielder. In possession play, there is no need to force passes like tiki-taka. The purpose of tiki-taka is also to carry the ball to the final third and create a chance to score. So if there is a better option to reach the final third more quickly, there is no need to force the passes. Observing Lewandowski's movements, you can see him position himself in a space without running and then doing the line breaking after receiving the normal pass and naturally creating an opportunity to score. There is no need to force a triangle build-up when reaching the final third to score. If a creative attack relying on individual players' ability is a better option, it should be considered quickly. Here, Lewandowski's movement is also intriguing. When he makes a run, the defender is also drawn to block him, and he quickly turns to create space. In such situation, it's better to deliver the ball with normal pass rather than through pass to create space. Among various attacking options, eFootball's AI movements, especially in possession play, is not enough to mimic real football, particularly in terms of perceiving and occupying space and managing distance. The lack of AI's dynamic judgments based on space and teammates' movements seems to cause unwanted situations. Even so, in possession play, it's inevitable to rely on AI movements as much as or more than in counterattacks or wing play, which can lead to the less freedom of control on human side. Of course, you can play quite effectively with PA1 and PA2 pass level, and also there are regional tactical options such as L1 and R1 pass and go. But I believe that in order to have more freedom in control for teams' movements and to do build-up play as intended, PA3 pass level for the overall tactical control of the team is worth trying. It appears that at the very least, PA3 pass level is needed to manually create space-oriented possession. To sum it up, first, create triangle. Second, use PA3 pass level that can determine pass strength and direction to take advantage of space by moving AI teammates. Third, find or make a pivot player. The feel of gameplay in training mode, kickoff, and online is quite different, especially in online matches where pressing is hard and speedy and internet connection is bad. It's not easy to do build-up like in training mode. Even so, this concept can be similarly applied. I've got a few things to mention in the next clips.
And he's on a charge. Messi going face to face with his great rival.
The ball could have been passed to Messi's left or right when I did through pass, making it more likely for the opponent to intercept. In the case of PA3, even though it's a through pass, you can still set the passing direction and strength, so it doesn't flow to Messi's left or right. By precisely targeting Messi, you can make the movement like this with the through pass. When Messi passed to Iniesta, he also gave a through pass. If it had been PA1 or PA2 through pass, there might have been a possibility of the ball being passed a bit further ahead. But with PA3, by determining the passing direction and the strength, it was possible to pass the ball into space and create an opportunity for an immediate shot.
Beautiful. Perfect for the beautiful game. Temperatures are kind as well. No doubt.
When Guerrero passed to Sneijder, I reduced the pass strength and pulled Sneijder into the space by super cancel.
Playing a hand in high attendance levels as well as an elevated level of anticipation here. Surely this is the hot ticket going. So we have our breakthrough.
Still a fragile lead though. They can't afford to sit on this.
Pedri.
When passing to Pedri, I also used a through pass into the open space. Even though it's PA3 pass level, there is some automatic adjustment or correction in pass strength, so it's not as difficult as PA4 pass level. Despite it being a through pass, the direction was set and the pass strength wasn't strong enough for the ball to go past the left or right side of Pedri. This allowed Pedri to react and receive the ball in the open space.
To the left it goes. Guerrero. Neither of these two want to come off second best. Now it's Pedri. Messi. Iniesta. He's looking to set. Nesta. This is De Jong. Messi going face to face with his great rival. Driving on and making good progress. here's Iniesta. He's had a shot!
Messi's dribbling shifts the opponent's center of gravity and creates space for Iniesta. In this case, a regular pass rather than a through pass can be more advantageous in creating space. I passed the ball with a regular pass.
Oh, good spread.
Pedri is holding the ball until Guerrero moves up into the empty space to play the pivot role.
And it's Iniesta. Saviola. Now it's Iniesta. He's decent hit!
Thanks for watching, guys.
Yeah, that's what the game is all about. Excitement and entertainment. What a lovely moment.